Howdy folks, this is Teri here, and I'm going to show you how I painted up Shang for my Malifaux crew. Shang is a fire dog, so you can actually apply this technique to any fire you may be painting in the future. It's super easy, and I kind of wanted to show you guys this because it's also a really great way to paint yellow. So I understand that a lot of people find painting yellow and red kind of challenging because a lot of yellow and red don't have really substantial coverage, and also red and yellow are kind of hard to highlight, and when you're doing fire, it's really forgiving because you're not actually highlighting or shading anything. You're working through kind of those warm tones in the rainbow. So I'm really excited about this. Anyways, we're going to start off by putting some yellow ink all over a model that's been primed in a light color. This is a ivory primed model. I prime just about all my models in this tone, especially if they're true scale or if they're human. Shang just happened to be primed ivory with the rest of my Malifaux crew. And I just apply some yellow ink onto him just like that. This is from the old Games Workshop line, but the Privateer Press yellow ink is pretty much the same product. Next up, we're going to put a wash of red on top of that yellow ink. Most red washes, if you have ever purchased a red wash, they're not actually meant for shading anything red because they actually just make things look redder. Red on red doesn't make a shade or shadow, and it's not really great for that purpose. But if you have a red wash, this is the perfect time to pull it out. Otherwise, just use some red ink. Again, this is old Games Workshop stock, but you can just as easily use the P3 red ink in a pinch, and water that down a little bit and throw in a little bit of yellow ink in there just to warm it up a touch, and brush that onto where you're going to go. I did most of the model except for this bit of the tail, so you can see kind of how it's going to look. Once that red has dried, we're going to take some of that light color. I'm just using a linen white from the Reaper range. You could use pretty much any white you want, any off-white even. The brighter or lighter the white you're using, the brighter the yellow is going to turn out. So, and I'm just kind of picking out little flame highlights, flicks, and embers, parts that would be cool enough to emit that yellow light, so towards the outside, whereas the crevices are going to kind of stay red. And once that's kind of applied, we're going to let that dry, and we're going to finish off the model by putting another layer of yellow ink on top of that. This is it. That's pretty much all you have to do to get the fire effect. Play with how you place those colors, and you can, again, just redo it if you don't like the way it looks. If you want to add more white, you can then brush on some more white and then brush on more yellow ink. It doesn't actually change the tone of the model, so it gives you a lot of ability to play with the way that this model is going to look. That's it. That's all. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm going to be doing more tutorials. I've got a water tutorial coming out, which kind of fits given that I'm doing fire for this one. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.
So, with my Shadows of Red Chapel,
build or paint that model.
well, I'm going to build it because you never build models, but fighting over painting for sure. But like that's the thing is like my starter box that has my master, my Shadows of Red Chapel.
I'm actually using scrapbooking paper. It's a bit of a cheat, and we're going to paint on top of it, but it makes it so that painting the pattern on isn't as hard or challenging.